killed the Eskimos in this second quarter. 3 consecutive penalties on the last drive for the BC Lions set them up in great scoring position. Now an 80-yard touchdown strike from Warren Moon to Brian Kelly goes for naught. You talk about a long foul ball.
Holding.
Boom.
Edmonton number 56.
I think he called 56 Tom Krebs for holding. Wiping out an 80-yard play.
There's Tom Krebs right in front of you. You can see he has grabbed Mac Moore with his left hand. Excellent call by the officials. Unfortunate for the Eskimos, but Tom Krebs was holding Mac Moore.
Who said he doesn't have any speed?
Watch Waddell Smith come up and catch up with JoJo Heath and make the block. We're going to run that back for you when we get a moment. Show you that hold by Tom Krebs, who you're looking at right there.
Instead of a touchdown, the Eskimos are 2nd and 15 from their own 20. Moon going to Scott. Oh, just tipped away by Melvin Bird, number 10. And it's 3rd down, Edmonton. Tommy Scott is incensed over something. A late hit. Penalty marker comes down against the Eskimos for talking.
A lot of complaints, particularly right here. Watch Tom Krebs. Now, that's Mac Moore, number 78. And there isn't any question that Krebs grabs him with his left hand. You can see that left arm on, maybe it was Curry, James Curry, number 55, who he was holding.
Another penalty.
Objectionable conduct, 63, Edmonton.
Ekpache, the veteran offensive tackle, had something, a lot to say to the official. They were looking for a late hit on Tommy Scott after the ball had been knocked down. They double teamed him. Nelson Martin was one of the players that hit him, and Pete Catella, a little concerned now. You don't see this happen, Frank, to an Eskimo football team, as a rule.
Certainly not over the last 5 or 6 years. They never lost their point. Not a great kick either.
JoJo Heath to the 45-yard line. The BC Lions have a minute 57 on the clock, and they're in Eskimo territory again. You see the lead that they have built up on 4 touchdown passes by Roy DeWalt, the rookie head coach of the Eskimos, showing a lot of concern here in the opening half, as everything has gone BC's way.
They've got time to put some more points on the board, too. There's 1:57 remaining in this first half. Bluebirds coming out against the officials and the Lions here at Commonwealth Stadium.
DeWalt looking for Green. He's got him. Dale Potter has Green at the Edmonton 37. That's a gain of 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 2.
I'll tell you, that was one fine throw. Green was not that wide open. Walt put it right in there for him.
Green hits the bench now on 2nd and 3. The Lions send in extra blocking now. Must remember defensively for the Lions, Nick Hevler left the ball game early with a knee injury. A holding penalty on an 80-yard touchdown play by Brian Kelly, which might have turned things around a little bit for Edmonton, but right now they're still in a hole. John Henry White with lots of blocking around the left side has the first down at the 30-yard line. Or the Lions got out there in a hurry to open it up for them. We have a minute 37 remaining.
Dan Kepley coming from inside out that middle linebacking spot, and the Lions do a great job on the veteran middle linebacker. Johnny Taylor, number 19, just bowls him right over. Easily picking up the first down, 1:37 remaining now.
Walt getting that ball away quickly, finds Fernandez, and he goes out of bounds with it at the 19-yard line. He should have enough for another BC first down. DeWalt is getting rid of the ball so quickly now that the Eskimo rush really doesn't have a chance to get close to him.
Well, the defensive backs have been burnt so badly. Look how far Ed Jones is away from Fernandez. Holloman as well. That's the only 2 defensive backs on that side. You know, they run those little square out patterns at 8 or 10 yards now, and there's nobody near them.
The ball just inside the Eskimo 20, first down BC. Into the end zone, Fernandez knocked away by Joe Holloman. He had to hold up for the football, And it gave Holloman a chance to get back into the play because he had him beat initially.
Actually, he was looking for Sammy Green coming underneath that formation and only went to Fernandez as a second choice. Did not put a lot on this football, and Holloman had a chance to recover. Fernandez, if he'd have led Fernandez, put that ball out in front of him, it would have been another 6.
The Wall has certainly spread the scoring around tonight. He's tossed 4 touchdown passes. Pankratz, Fernandez, Green, and White all on the receiving end. 2nd and 10 BC. Again, penalty markers down. James Parker may have jumped too soon. The Wall in trouble, just goes down with the football back at the 22 where he's pinned by Tom Tuanay.
I think Parker did jump a little quickly again.
Boy, penalties have hurt the Eskimos here in the first, and it is offside against Edmonton.
You know, I think he was reacting to John Henry White, who had come up there. Here's John Henry, number 20. But there's Parker, and he jumps offside once again. The Lions.
Offside, Edmonton, number 40.
Lions getting everything going their way in the first 30 minutes. They still have 1:21, 2nd and 5 now. At the Eskimo 15-yard line.
Eskimos appearing frustrated at this point. Everything they've done tonight has turned out bad for them. They're down 28-3. Fernandez, first down. At the 6-yard line, he's stopped by Larry Highbaugh. 1st and goal, BC, and they could really put this one almost out of reach here with 1:16 to go until halftime.
Dale, you know, one thing that Don Matthews knows, having been with the Edmonton Eskimos for years and years before becoming the coach of the BC Lions, Larry Highbaugh will lay off of those receivers more so than almost any of the other backs. When they want that first down yardage, that's where they're throwing that little hook pass to Fernandez.
See Highbaugh make the tackle, but it's 1st and goal for the Lions at the 6-yard line. Everybody in sight.
Pitch again.
John Henry White is into the end zone as the Lions do a superb job again of blocking down, and they just increase their lead over the Edmonton Eskimos with less than a minute to go to halftime. 2nd touchdown of the night for John Henry White.
That pitch was so wide open on 2nd and short yardage before, they just had to go back to it. You know, it used to be that John Henry White was the blocker for Larry Key. No longer. Now he's got Donnie Taylor in there at the halfback spot. He and Glenn Leonhardt come and kick to the outside. John Henry White just cuts up inside of them and scores easily.
Saglia converting White's 2nd touchdown of the evening. He leads the CFL now with 6 of them.
I should give credit where credit is due. That was Gerald Roper, not Leonhardt, coming out there from that offensive guard spot. Roper, number 65.
Can you believe it? A 32-point lead for the Lions with 57 seconds left until halftime. The defense has done its part with 4 interceptions, and the offense has just taken advantage on every opportunity. You see it again. The deep pitch to White. He just looks for the opening, and he quickly turns it upfield and puts it in the end zone.
Great cutback.
Assistant coach Steve Barato congratulating John Henry White. The Lions have picked up 12 first downs in this first quarter alone. The Eskimos have 2. Kickoff. Gary Hayes on the return. Hayes brings it out across the 40, and the ball is loose. The Lions got it again. Whoa, do you believe what's happening at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton?
It's just unbelievable. One of the tacklers was slipping off of Gary Hayes, and as he went down, pulled the ball loose.
I know I mentioned that the Lions won here in preseason 52-20, but nobody expected anything like this.
Oh, unreal. 48 seconds remaining now. The Lions have the ball back at the 45-yard line. It looked like Bird, or Nelson Martin, I should say, number 4, who stripped the football away from Gary Hayes. Watch it as he comes in from Hayes' left side.
I think Kerry Parker gets the fumble for the Lions.
Yeah.
Number 17.
John Henry with the football again.
We get back to live action. He takes it right up the middle, and the handoff from Roy to Walt. His first down at the 45. It'll be 2nd down and about 2 yards to go from the 37. Still 43 seconds remaining until the half. The look on David Boone's face as you look at Terry Parker, who got the ball for the Lions after Jerry Hayes fumbled. 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and 1 fumble. Second down and a long 2. Donnie Taylor had a little dancing around in there and picked up a couple yards right at the 35. He'll be a bit short of the first down.
Worse yet, they have to use another play to pick up a first down. Just 25 seconds remain now in this first half. I'm sure the Eskimos just want to get into the safety of their locker room right now.
Wondering what has happened tonight. James Curry, Mac Moore, defensive tackles of the Lions, enjoying every minute of it. DeWalt just in behind the veteran center. Al Wilson picks up the first down with 9 seconds to go.
I'm sure Lou Pasaglia will come in now and try to add 3 points to this total. 35-3, the BC Lions lead the Edmonton Eskimos. 9 seconds remaining in the first half. And please stay tuned for halftime. Anybody who joined us late, you've missed a fantastic first half by that gentleman, Roy DeWalt.
But of course, they are playing the Edmonton Eskimos, and we saw a few moments ago how quickly they can strike. An 80-yard score by Kelly. Unfortunately for them, it was wiped out by a holding call, but they are very capable of putting points on the board as quickly as anybody. See if they can regroup at halftime. Roy DeWalt, sensational first half. 4 touchdown passes. John Henry White also has one on the ground as well as on the receiving end of one. 5 majors for BC. Lou Pasaglia is on the field, and he'll be trying a 3-pointer from about 41 yards out, which is within his range. His longest this year has been 49. Timeout has been called with 9 seconds remaining in the opening half. It's an incredible show by the BC Lions tonight. John Pankratz will do the holding for him right at the 41. Straight away. Not one of his better kicks, and it goes wide to the left and through the end zone. It's about the only thing that hasn't worked right for the Lions tonight. So it's a 36-3 ball game in favor of BC with 3 seconds left, and the Eskimo offense will come onto the field to finish off this first half. 33-point lead for BC. They haven't won here in Edmonton since October of 1978. They came into tonight's ball game on a 3-game winning streak. Assistant coach of the Eskimos, Paul Boudreau, is saying, along with his head coach, Pig Patel, let's get this first half over with. Get things straightened out in the locker room. First down, Edmonton from their own 35. Moon will put it up on the last play of the opening half. Neil Lumsden hit by Tyrone Cruz at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 7 as the gun sounds to end just a fantastic show by the BC Lions here in Edmonton. 5 touchdowns, and they lead the Eskimos 36-3.
Well, it's halftime. I've got Coach Don Matthews, and thanks for stopping by, Don. I'm amazed your team is playing so well. They're so well prepared. Everybody's talking about your offense. It's your defense that's doing a job on Warren Moon.
Well, Al, you know what really happens sometimes in a short week is that you don't really have time enough for the coaches to mess up the players, and they're just playing with their ability. We had a short week, and our preparation was a little short. I'm just really tickled pink with how the players are playing.
Your great speed of your wide receivers is really showing when they get the Eskimos one-on-one.
Well, I think that's what happens sometimes when you blitz, and we've got a pretty good package of picking up their blitz and giving Roy some time, and when that happens, it certainly puts some pressure on those defensive backs.
Coach, it's an awfully good team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Don Matthews, coach of the BC Lions, who lead, would you believe, by a whopping score of 36-3. Let's go upstairs.
All right, we're taking a look at the first half statistics. So you see where the BC Lions have the big edge in first downs, and they have the edge, of course, in total offensive yardage. But you have to look at something that isn't on there, Frank: turnovers and penalties. against the Eskimos.
Well, of course, Warren Moon had come into this ball game. We mentioned it during the first 30 minutes. He only had one interception against him. He led in every passing category in the Canadian Football League, was ahead of his 1982 record-setting pace, had 9 touchdowns, but it just was a complete reversal in this first half. Also, Dale, the thing that was really big there was those penalties were so key. Not just the touchdown called back by Brian Kelly, but they also let the BC Lions get out of a hole at their end of the field. Everything has gone for the Lions, as you said a couple of times.
One thing about the Eskimos, and we've seen it time and time again, Frank, is their ability to come back no matter what stage of the football game. We saw the play to Brian Kelly that was unfortunately for them wiped out by a penalty. Now they're regrouping. They have all the experience in the world. They've won it 5 years in a row now. What do you think they can do? They seem to get so frustrated with the way things went.
Well, this is a very, very proud football club, and you better believe that the BC Lions better button on their headgear in that third quarter, because they're going to come out of that locker room with fire in their eyes. I really think it's just been an unbelievable. Everything has gone for the Lions in terms of breaks, but they've deserved the lead, no question about that. They just played great both ways.
Roy DeWalt has thrown 4 touchdown passes. The score 36-3 in favor of the Lions. Yesterday in the CFL with Pat Claridge in just a moment.
Skull! Get back with the pack. Big 20.
Gary Hayes stopped by Joe Kuklo, number 11. And the Eskimos will start in good field position at their own 47. It's a 36-3 ball game in favor of the BC Lions, and there's new sweater numbers being worn by some of the Eskimos. Tom Tuine, normally number 60, will wear 69 in the second half. James Parker, usually number 40, wearing 45, as you see. Roy DeWalt, sensational.
I thought there'd be quite a number of the Eskimos changing numbers at halftime.
4 touchdown passes by Roy DeWalt in that first half. Moon was intercepted 4 times in the opening 30 minutes. Completes this one to Waddell Smith for a first down at the BC 49-yard line. He put that one right on the money and in a hurry. 19-yard gain for Smith. That's his first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, you can rest assured this ball game is not over. This is only 30 minutes haven't been played, and Warren Moon can put it in the end zone just as often as anybody else. The Lions are going to have to take it away from him right here in the third quarter.
First down, Edmonton. The ball at the BC 49. Looking for Kelly. He's got him. He slides to make the catch for another first down. Kelly moves the football to the BC 37-yard line. So quickly, back-to-back first downs as the Eskimos open this third quarter. Brian Kelly had an 80-yard score in the second quarter, wiped out due to a holding penalty. It was all BC, especially in that second quarter. They outscored the Eskimos 29-0. The most points they've ever scored against Edmonton was 49 back in 1964. Neil Lumsden out of bounds at the BC 23, and a penalty marker comes down. Crawford will be penalized. Well, this will certainly get the Eskimos pumped up a little bit. It's getting the crowd going.
I'll tell you what, Larry Crawford better keep his mouth shut. He's going to get a penalty on top of it. He starts to throw Lunsford out of bounds, but then holds him up. The official's penalizing him right there. He does not see him hold him up. Penalty will move the ball all the way down to the Lions' 12-yard line.
If you're wondering, too,
unnecessary roughing. BC number 28.
That's a call against Larry Crawford. There's a bit of a rule change there and a terminology change as far as contact with a player out of bounds. Before, of course, it was tackling a player out of bounds. Now it's really contacting a player who is clearly out of bounds results in a penalty. You saw it right there. First down, Eskimos, the ball at the BC 12. Good protection for Moon, and they've got a touchdown to Tom Scott. Oh, how quickly the Eskimos move that football in for the score.
Just a straight move to the inside, a post pattern by Tommy Scott after a little fake. He beats Bird to the inside, trying to get help from Nelson Martin behind him, and he does not. A great throw by Moon, and the Eskimos are starting back.
12-yard score to Tommy Scott, and that his 78th career touchdown reception. He's number 2 in the all-time list in that category, the record held by Terry Evanchin of 80. Dave Cutler to convert. Scott's touchdown with Paul Hickey doing the holding. We had a lot of scoring in the first half by the BC Lions, and the Edmonton Eskimos open up the second half with a touchdown drive of their own.
Let's take a look from the end zone level. You'll just see how perfectly this ball is thrown to Tommy Scott. The Eskimos are trying their comeback. It's 36-10. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have just scored. Now they're kicking off. Dave Cutler does not put it deep. It's a good bounce to Sammy Green. Look out for this guy. Sammy Green, who is averaging over 56 yards a return, brings it out to near the 40-yard line. 36-yard run back on the kickoff by Cutler.
Thanks, Dale. This is Bobby Ackles, of course, the general manager of the BC Lions. Bob, you've been with this ball club since the inception. Anything as exciting as that first 30 minutes to you?
No, I don't think there has been. Maybe the Grey Cup year that we won, but it's been a very exciting first half. Looks like the second half is going to be a barn burner as well, Frank.
Talking to you just a moment ago, I asked you if you're scared because the Eskimos put one on the board. It's now 36-10. You say you're always scared of this ball club.
Always scared with this ball club and coming into the Edmonton home park.
The way the BC Lions have played this first 30 minutes, it's just got to be tremendously exciting to see the Winnipeg Blue Bombers come in next week to BC Place.
Yes, it could be one of the most exciting games of the year for us and for Winnipeg.
We're missing some action. Your ball club's back on the move again. Bob, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Frank.
While Bobby Ackles was talking, newly acquired import running back Larry Jones was on the receiving end of this play. Now Parker gets to the wall, and he just gets the ball off to Larry Jones, who's been inserted into the lineup here in the second half. Jones out of Colorado State was with Saskatchewan, sent to Montreal, and then the Lions acquired him. And he has big speed, and he picks up 21 yards and a first down for BC at the Edmonton 51-yard line. The Wild going deeper. Sammy Green. Penalty. Gary Hayes pushed the intended receiver just as he is going to make a catch. And Sammy Green gets up pointing at Gary Hayes. First and goal for the Lions at the 6-yard line.
Sammy was very quick to point it out, and you'll see the contact right here. Hayes had no chance to turn around and play the football.
Edmonton, number 28. First down.
So the problems with penalties continue, Frank. They didn't need that.
You know, this ball keeps going up and down the field. We only had 10 points scored in the first quarter. The Lions led 7-3. We might have 100 if it keeps going like this.
Look at the penalty total against the Eskimos. Besides the turnovers, that has definitely hurt them tonight. First and goal for the Lions at the 6-yard line.
That pitch.
John Henry White already has a touchdown tonight in that play, and he's got another one. Well, the Eskimos start off the third quarter in great shape. They march the field, score a touchdown, but the Lions come right back thanks to a big interference penalty that put the ball at the 6. John Henry White with his third touchdown tonight. And the second time he scored on that play.
Just a great block by the young lineman, Gerald Roper of the BC Lions. He's number 65. Watch him come to the outside now. He'll pick up Dan Kepley, number 42, the middle linebacker, and he just puts Kep right back to the goal line. He's number 65. Contact right there.
Saglia with his 6th point after of the night. And the BC Lions have increased their lead again over the Edmonton Eskimos. They lead it once more by 33 points, the same margin they held at halftime. But we've had both clubs score touchdowns already in the third quarter, and we still have 11:24 to play.
Let's take a look at that block once again. We just didn't get a chance to finish it off. Watch Roper come out here. Johnny Taylor also is providing a little bit of blocking for John Henry White, but it's Roper that turns upfield and picks up the outstanding all-star middle linebacker. Stop it there. You'll see the contact. Kepley's in position to make the tackle, but Roper just drives him back, along with the little assistance by John Henry White's power.
The Lions lead 43-10. The most points the Lions have ever scored in a ball game against anybody is 52. That was against Calgary in 1981, a game which you'll recall at McMahon Stadium as you watch the kickoff. Joe Holloman having trouble with it.
Very dangerous when the timing gets thrown off.
Holloman brings it out to the 20-yard line. And I mentioned before, the most points the Lions have ever scored against the Eskimos is 49 back in '64.
That certainly seems in jeopardy.
It does. 14-yard return for Joe Holloman. So the Eskimos get the ball for the second time in the third quarter. John Henry White with 3 touchdowns tonight. 2 running and 1 pass receiving. He came into the ball game with 4. He now has 7 on the season, of course, and leads the league in touchdowns scored. First down, Edmonton. Moon, good protection, looking for Smith. Terry Parker is with them all the way. Parker looking for a call on Smith. Smith says Parker should have been called. Now you see that the 2 players are getting after each other pretty good out there.
I thought it was just an excellent defensive play by Parker. He turns around just at the right time, running stride for stride with Waddell Smith, and gets that right hand up there.
And he's playing the football.
No question about it. He had the inside position. Second and 10. We're just into the second half of this ball game, and we've already had 2 majors scored, one by each team. It's 43-10 for the Lions over the Eskimos.
Here's the second down play from the Edmonton 20-yard line. The blitz, big heat on Moon. Uh-oh, there's nobody around. He's lucky he didn't get a flag on that play.
Waddell Smith was trying to come back after running a deep pattern on that right side. Warren did the smart thing. He might as well get rid of it.
Brings up third down, and the Eskimos will be punting. Warren Moon having to get out of that pocket that time as the BC blitz was on top of him.
The Lions have blitzed less often than the Eskimos, and maybe consequently more effectively.
Paul Hickey, as you see, outstanding kicking average tonight, bettering his seasonal average, and it's a beauty. Oh, Hickey drives Crawford back to his own 25-yard line. Brings it out across the 30-35 to about the 37-yard line, but what a tremendous kick. A 65-yard punt by Paul Hickey. They needed that one. The Lions lead by 33 in the third quarter. We'll be back to Commonwealth Stadium in just a moment. 66,000 in attendance tonight, but they're not too happy at all. Look at that score. It's been all BC Lions. And they have a big lead here in the third quarter with 9:50 remaining, and the Lions have the ball once more. 2 teams have exchanged touchdowns here in the third already. The Walt to Jacques Chapdelaine.